is a subcommittee, and we'll go ahead and hear the one bill we have today, the only reason we're here today on a Thursday after session. Mr. Majority Leader, you may begin.
Thank you, Mr. DeBobne, Chairman, and I did not ask for you to request this bill. Chair and members, in the aftermath of 2000-2008 housing crash, large investment companies mostly competed for deals face-to-face at public auctions. But in 2009, homes acquired after foreclosure or for less than the amount owed on the mortgage, also referred to as a short sale, accounted for about half of the home purchases in the nation. As those fire sales slowed, Wall Street-backed buyers shifted their focus to mainstream real estate listings as a way to satisfy their investors who wanted increased exposure to real estate. By 2014, foreclosures and short sales fell to 31.2% of all purchases as single-family home to institutional investors, and all-cash buyers reached four-year lows, according to Realty Check. A CEO of one of the largest single-family rental companies in the nation was quoted recently by stating the first phase was distressed homes. The second phase is acquiring homes in a more regular way meaning how you and I, as individuals, buy a house in the same market. Another large investor has cut the time it takes to calculate a first bid on a house to just 8 minutes, stating, "We encourage our guys to make an offer before they see the house. I don't want to wait for anyone else. Our competitors are also fast." Unfortunately, the competition also includes middle-class Californians who do not have the cash or technology to compete against these new real estate giants. AB 2282 will require the Department of Business Oversight to start collecting data about large-scale buy-to-rent investors and analyze the impacts they are having on the real estate market in California. AB 2282 also gives middle-class families and other potential buyers an opportunity to compete against these corporate giants by postponing their ability to bid on a home for 15 days after a conventional single-family home is put on the market. With home ownership at 50-year lows, it is important we preserve the American dream of owning a home here in California. And this bill is a small step in that direction, which we think is the right direction. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote. And just as clarification, this is a bill that wasn't brought to us by anybody. This is something that we did research and found out on our own. And again, the purpose of this bill is just to promote competition. So competition for us. You're an individual person trying to be a house buyer. I mean, when you take a look at my generation doesn't feel like it's in our future to own a house. It's more of a hope rather than a guarantee. And so, that being the American dream, we felt that it was important that when it comes to these institutional investors, we're not prohibiting them from doing what they're doing. All we're saying is that, hey, just wait 15 days. And how do we define what an institutional investor is? 100 homes. If you own 100 or more, that qualifies as an institutional investor. So most investors, somebody wants to do a flip, even those individuals that you see on television, like the flip or flop, they wouldn't even qualify for this. This is just major institutional investors that spend billions of dollars on acquiring homes, and understand that the market is fluid. So maybe right now they may not be buying a lot of homes, but it doesn't mean that there's another recession, another downturn, that they're going to they're not going to go back to purchasing much more homes. At one point, they own 47% of the stock here in Sacramento County. So this is an issue that we are just trying to tackle in the best way that we think possible. It doesn't prevent anybody from doing anything. We just think it helps promote home ownership, especially home ownership for first-time home buyers who are not going to be all cash buyers like these institutional investors can be. So with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. We're one short of a quorum still, but we're getting close. Do you have any witnesses in support? Any public comments in support? Please just name and title.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jennifer Speck on behalf of the California Association of Realtors. We're not in support of the measure as it is currently written. We would like to thank the author for taking a variety of amendments to satisfy concerns that we had expressed early in the process. We are committed to continuing to work with the author on this bill as it moves forward, or if it moves forward, and hope to be a constructive participant in the conversation.
And just to clarify, you did take all the amendments out of the Housing Committee, which I think were very good amendments to change the ban on purchasing a home from 90 days to 15 days. Change the application of the bill from companies that have 10 or more to 100 or more properties. So clearly we're not talking about small business investors. We're talking about large corporations that are buying over 100 or more. So we're adopting those amendments as a committee today, and it will go forward from here. Any witnesses in opposition?
Good morning. Jim Lights on behalf of the Blackstone Group. We do not have a formal position at this time, but have been working with the author and memberships of the committee where the bill has been heard to try and educate a little bit about this relatively new rental home industry. Blackstone owns...
Can I interrupt you real quick so we can establish a quorum, but then we will give you your time back. I apologize. We just want to get it before we leave.
Dababne?
Here.
Dababne here. Allen? Here. Allen here. Sajane? Benia? Brown? Chow? Gatto? Here. Gatto here. Hadley? Here. Hadley here. Kim? Aye. Kim here. Lowe?
Thank you, Ms. Kim.
Lowe here. Ridley Thomas? Stone? Yes. Stone here.
We have a quorum. Sir, please go on.
Certainly. Just a little bit of information. Blackstone owns about 10 to 12,000 homes in the state, most of which were purchased in 9, 10, and 11 during the foreclosure crisis. That is about 0.1% of the entire state's housing stock of single-family homes, which, according to the Department of Finance, is about 9 million. So really just here to answer any questions that the committee may have.
I appreciate that. Anyone else in opposition? Mr. Calderon, thank you for taking the amendments. This is obviously a real concern in a lot of communities. We definitely look forward to seeing the bill evolve as it goes forward, but we understand there is a real concern. We want to make sure that obviously everyone has access to the housing market. We also understand that some of these groups that bought these homes in communities at a time when housing sales are plunging obviously help prop up the market as well. But there needs to be a balance, and there needs to be a balance that allows for first-time home buyers in our state to be able to afford a home and invest in a community. So we look forward to seeing this bill evolve and go forward, and I'm recommending an aye vote today. Thank you so much. Roll call.
So I just want to say for the record that I respect the author a ton. I think he's great on tons and tons of levels, and actually I have lots of agreements with him. However, this is one place that I just can't agree with you on this bill. The concept that capital injected into a market would ever be a bad thing is problematic on its face. So what happened is when we had the housing downturn, and I know what I'm talking about, I'm a 20-year investment advisor, a certified financial planner, I have tons of clients, and they have lots of real estate. When the market turned down and there was no capital anywhere to buy homes, if you were a homeowner during that time, you saw the value of your asset, your principal asset, your home for many people, just absolutely plummet through the floor. And when you had outside investors beginning to buy up these distressed properties, what they did is they elevated the market for all real estate owners, including all of our single-family homeowners that we care so deeply about. In addition, if these institutional investors weren't there to buy at the stock and inject this badly needed capital at this critical juncture of our real estate market, many of these neighborhoods that saw tons of foreclosures and vacancies, et cetera, they would have continued to deteriorate, much like what we saw in a city like Detroit. Instead, we got these institutional buyers coming in certain circumstances, clearly not in all. It would have been nice if we had even more money available to us. But in many circumstances, they came in and they bought homes. And they bought distressed homes. And the reason this is a great thing is because they provided liquidity in the market. They took these homes off the market. And remember, investors have no desire to waste their money. So as soon as their money got placed with these homes, immediately they began renovating the homes, fixing them up, making them look nicer, improving property values for all of the other existing homeowners that live there, with the goal to rent these as soon as possible. And in some cases, they were also interested in flipping them too, which again, I have no problem with. They're taking a distressed or an aging property and making it look good again and reintroducing it to the market. Again, introducing capital into our markets. So if they had not been there in many of these circumstances, many of these blighted neighborhoods that had foreclosure signs everywhere might still have foreclosure signs everywhere. So I think that, while I absolutely respect the concept that, in the real estate market, we want to make sure we protect individual homeowners. I think that this bill would directly harm our individual homeowners. And I can say that, through my own personal experience of advising my clients. Had many of these neighborhoods not been invested in by institutional investors, there was no other money to go in there. And because they did, and because their objective was so clear, which is to buy distressed properties where there are no other buyers, renovate the properties, and then get them back on the market so we can keep that capital flowing. which, again, as a side note, also provided a great boost to the rental market. A lot of these people who had lost their homes then needed to rent someplace, otherwise they won't have a place to live. And so, it was a beneficial effect on three different fronts. Raised the property value, renovated the properties, and then added to the rental market supply. So, while I respect the author a ton, I just think that, from my own personal perspective as an investment advisor and being in economics for 20 years, I think that the work that these firms are doing, or any firm or any person that decides to buy a distressed asset, fix it up, is beneficial to that market and to all the other individual players in that market. And I would actually encourage more of that activity.
Thank you, Mr. Allen, and I appreciate you, and I'm not disagreeing with you, and I think that, perhaps I could help with the understanding of the bill. That's not what the bill is aiming to do, especially when those homes were being bought by these investment companies. They were going to auction. Auction is different than your regular home sale by what are you going to buy, where you and I are going. Auctions are mostly, especially at that time, investors. This bill does nothing to affect that process. It's just now that they've moved to the regular part, of home ownership, of buying a house, that's the market where we're at. That's where we have a shot, and we're not all cash buyers. So when you come in, even if you offer more, so a cash buyer comes in, offers a little less, they're still going to take the all-cash offer. And again, we're not even prohibiting that. We're just saying wait 15 days because guys like you and I, maybe we like to go and see the house first before we buy it and need a little bit of time because we have full-time jobs and families. So we're not actually preventing anything. And when home ownership is at a 50-year low, and right now, what's the one thing we can hear everybody complaining about? Home prices are too high. Well, they're too high because there's not enough homes on the market for the demand. There's not enough supply for the demand. And so that means that home prices are skyrocketing right now. All I'm saying is, give the little guy a shot to be competitive with somebody that they're now competing against that they never should have been competing against in the first place, which are these institutional investors that can have $450 million in loans. And again, Blackstone's just one. There are 7 others that also are doing this. And we're not saying it's a bad thing. All we're saying is just give the little guy a shot.
Any other comments? With that, we'll take a roll call vote. Due pass proposed, but we do thank both sides for that lively debate. Due pass is amended, excuse me.
DeBobney?
Aye.
DeBobney, aye. Allen?
No.
Allen, no. Asajian? Bonilla?
Aye.
Bonilla, aye. Brown?
Aye.
Brown, aye. Chow? Gatto?
No.
Gatto, no. Hadley?
No.
Hadley, no. Kim?
No.
Kim, no. Lowe?
Aye.
Lowe, aye. Ridley Thomas? Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye.
We need 2 more votes. We'll leave that roll call open. I have to go vote in another committee. Mr. Calderon, thank you. And we'll ask Mr. Allen to chair for a few minutes.
I've still got privacy, 2 bills up. So. Where are you going from? I'm going right across the hall. If you need a slide, I'm serious.
You're a little fake.
Chow and Ridley Thomas.
John, wait for really Thomas.
AB 2282, Ridley Thomas. Ridley Thomas, aye. AB 2282, Chow. Chow, aye.
Okay, the bill is out. Vote is 7-4. The bill's out. Committee's adjourned.